Miranda, Lyon with Horsemanship here. I am going to teach you guys a little bit how to tie a rope halter properly and the demonstration of the knots that you use, as well as tying a lead rope onto your rope halter that doesn't have a snap or a loop. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, so tying the halter knot on a rope halter, I've got my horse Hemi here. He's hopefully going to help me out. I'm just going to untie this so I can show you how to tie it properly. If I come around, I've got my halter that comes on the horse. I'm going to bring my tail over the crown piece. I'm going to bring that tail through the loop of your halter, and this is where we're going to tie it at. So I bring that tail away from the horse through that loop. One thing a lot of people do, and I'm going to show you the improper way first, just because this is something a lot of people do. So what a lot of people do is they tie an overhand knot. And the overhand knot is they just tie an overhand knot in the halter tail above that loop that you're feeding it through. So a lot of people do this. It's very easy, it's convenient, and it's pretty natural. Everybody knows how to tie an overhand knot. So what happens with this one is it's very easy to just kind of wiggle loose. If a horse moves around a lot of times it tends to just get looser and looser and lower on the horse's nose. Another one is if the horse pulls back, it gets really tight to where it's super hard to undo, and you have to usually get like needle nose pliers or something to try to jam its way out. We've all done overhand knots to where we couldn't get it undone, so I know everybody knows what that feels like. So we'll try not to do that on a horse halter because this other way is so much better and easier and safer for your horse as well. So if I come through here, I'm going to also do the same thing where I'm going to come tail through away from the horse through that loop. And what you're going to do is actually a bowline knot tied through that loop. So in the end result, this is actually going to be kind of like your bowline knot loop like we did in our other video for the bowline knot. But what you're going to do is come behind that loop there with this tail towards the eye. You're going to keep coming around that loop, and you're going to come through this piece you just went around with. So it's actually going to tie under itself over the loop. And what happens is this piece here, you can tighten it as tight as you want. If a horse pulls back, it doesn't really get loose. It'll just snug itself and really make that knot tight. So if this knot does get tight, it's very easy to get undone because I'll turn this knot sideways. If you see this knot here, you will have this loop actually will come down because now it's really tightening on itself. To get it undone if it's tight, you just take this loop piece and you just push it up that tail end on the top side. Now you've got tension released in your knot. It's looser and it's easier just to push this tail back out. So that's why it's so much easier to get undone. A lot of times I'll just take my tail that I have and keep it from flapping. I'll put it under this jaw piece so that the horse can hold it and it stays out of the way. So I hope that helps with tying the rope halter, and I will go on to show you guys how to tie the rope onto the rope halter, a lead rope without a snap or a loop. Okay, so whenever we're tying a lead rope without a snap or a loop onto a rope halter, I'll show you guys a couple ways to do it, and you get to kind of play with it, choose what you like. You'll have this loop on the bottom of this halter. You're going to feed your rope through that loop just like you do the halter knot because it's the exact same knot. So it's going to be that bowline knot on a loop. What you're going to do is come through. You're going to go around that loop. Now it's just upside down. So you go around that loop, and this is one simple way to do it where you come in behind itself. So if you can see, you come in behind itself and you just tighten this knot down on top of this tail. So you can have it like this. This is one way to do it, very simple, just a single loop. You can also come through twice if you would like. So I'm just going to undo that, come through again. Now I'm going to come through just like that. My tail's a little bit longer. You can come around once more just underneath. See, I loop it again. and I'm going to come underneath that's tail once again, and this actually will be like a double. So if you don't like a lot of tail, or sometimes until they get a little bit snug, that tail can actually get a little bit looser. So just make sure you have enough tail to where it can actually get loose. So whenever you tighten this up, see how this tail comes out just a little bit on these doubles? There is another way you can do it as well, where if I loosen this up, I can come through here. I've got through my loop. I'm going to go around under that rope, come around again. I'm going to stack it one more time, come underneath again. And then what you can do is, instead of staying on top of this loop, you can come inside of this one. So you come back out the same hole. This actually is something a lot of people use nowadays because it's so convenient to keep this tail out of your way, and it actually comes back out with this lead rope. So if you tighten it back down, it comes out of the bottom, so this isn't just kind of sticking out. And some horses like to play with it, and they feel it because if you kind of lead them, or this knot comes up and touches them kind of on the chin, they start kind of playing with it because they feel something. So this is actually one that's very helpful to keep that tail out of the way if you just bring it around that second time and then straight back out the bottom. But you want to make sure that you have this tail going over this rope for that security, because that is what's going to keep that on. If it works itself loose, or they kind of pull on that rope, it doesn't slide out if it's actually putting tension on itself, and that's the important part. So same thing, if it gets really tight or they pull back, you take this halter knot, and you can take it one piece at a time or both, push it down this rope, and now you've got looseness in that. You just push this tail out, you take tension out of your knot, and you can get it undone every time. So hopefully that helps. Hope you guys enjoy, and that helps you with your halter tying.